Advisors to Donald Trump believe firmly that the scandals that the president is currently embroiled in, including the indictments in Manhattan, are not going to tank his 2024 presidential campaign. And if anything, they are going to make him stronger in 2024. Here is what longtime Trump advisor Michael Caputo said. He said, President Trump's worst enemies are watching in disbelief as he walks safely to the exit of the lawfare furnace they fired up to destroy him. They failed, he survived, they only made him stronger, and they don't have a plan for that. Another long-term Trump advisor, current Trump advisor, said, quote, as we continue to get opportunities such as the CNN town hall to talk to the general election audience, as these additional things come up where the president can talk to voters who don't watch center-right news, Biden hasn't hit his floor, and the sky is the limit for Trump and the general. All right, okay, so listen, these are advisors to Donald Trump, so of course they're going to spin things in a positive light. But what about those never-Trump or anti-Trump Republicans that actually serve in Washington, D.C., right? The ones we have in the Senate, like Mitt Romney. Surely Mitt Romney doesn't think that these scandals are helping Trump, right? Well, here's what Romney said. I don't know that it changes his lead in the polls. I think that's unlikely. I think he'll continue to lead in the Republican primary polls. I've been predicting that he will be the nominee for a long time. I continue to predict that. Uh-oh. And then you have Republican Senator John Thune, who said, I think people's views of him, particularly among his hardcore supporters, are baked in. So you've got Republican senators that are also saying, like, yeah, these scandals are definitely not going to hurt him because his base, his supporters, the people that are going to turn out in that Republican primary already love him, and that hasn't changed. I mean, folks, we have seen Donald Trump's poll numbers get better and better ever since he was indicted. The weirdest thing, but it's happening. Trump is more popular among the Republican Party now than at any other point since he left the White House. But there is a caveat to go along with this, right? There is a word of warning that all of these Republicans seem to be ignoring, because they seem to be hyper-focused on the fact that Donald Trump is surging in the Republican primary poll, but not in the national polls, right? Because it's one thing to win a primary. It's another thing entirely to win a general election with a public that already hated you and technically rejected you twice already. I mean, majority of people didn't vote for Trump in 2016. Majority definitely didn't vote for him in 2020. And he thinks things are going to be different in 2024 when he's only become more hideous and more disgusting since then? I don't think so. In fact, by the way, the recent polls do once again, of course, have President Biden back ahead of Donald Trump. Trump is now trailing Biden in those hypothetical matchups, which is why last week when the polls were like way skewed in favor of Trump, I told you they mean nothing, follow the trends. And the trends right now are showing flip-flopping. But I do believe these Republicans are right. I do not think any scandals, no matter what it is, are going to hurt Donald Trump in the Republican primary. Because let's not forget, there is a good chance that while the Republican primary is happening at the start of next year, Trump could be in trial for the indictments in Manhattan. By the time the primaries come to a close, Trump may have been convicted and could be facing jail time as the Republican nominee. And they'll still vote for him in the primary. That general election, not so much. That's probably not going to help him in the general with the moderate voters out there. Trump keeps running his mouth, saying stupid things and alienating more and more voters. That's just how he is. That's who he is. That's what he will continue to do. So Trump does have the Republican nomination pretty much on lockdown at this point. That much is a given. But that general election, these indictments, the scandals, the horrible statements and comments, those aren't going to help him in the general election at all. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.